nigga grinded, busted, worked his ass off. He already had like 9, 10, 11 projects before he even got to that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he worked to that. I just come in the game, you know what I'm saying, thinking that motherfuckers owe me some shit.
And you felt like you was nicer than him, I'm sure, because you are. Let's be clear.
I felt like I was nicer than him. I felt like motherfuckers owed me. I felt the same about Kendrick and Cole. I felt like, Kendrick, why Kendrick ain't holla at me yet? Why Cole ain't hit me up? Why, I had all this energy, like, I'm finally here now. Like, niggas know who I am. I know they see me. Why nobody reaching out to me, right? And I felt like this sense of entitlement, right? Just because I'm here now, I'm this lyrical rapper, I'm whoever the fuck, and Kendrick and Cole and Logic and all of them should reach out to me and we should all do a record together. I had this shit in my brain where I felt like things had to be a certain way because that's what I expected. But what I didn't realize was that, for whatever reason, these artists, if they were like that, they're different now. Like, they closed off due to relationships and whatever. People fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? So if Drake was so kind before to do certain records with certain people, whatever happened within that relationship may have caused Drake to be like, nah, I'm not fucking with these new niggas. And here I come, like, yo, what's up? Yo, where's Drake at? I'm trying to do this feature. And Drake, he, even though he's visible, I'm visible to him, he's not just gonna jump on my shit because he's learned a lesson from what happened last time. And this is a lesson that I don't know anything about, right? So now I'm holding a grudge against Drake. Like, why Drake don't want to work with me? He's jealous. Drake jealous. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that you don't really realize until you actually become the person that you're idolizing, and everybody's idolizing you and they expecting shit from you, and you're like, you know what? I get it now.
All right, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your girl Kumari Deshay, back with another video over here. Happy Wednesday to y'all. We got Wednesday Wisdom segments over here running up every Wednesday, weekly. So, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, all of that, and comment down below if y'all are rocking with Wednesday Wisdom and want to hear additional topics. But today, we have a hidden gem in the industry, somebody that I personally got familiar with, not, on a one-on-one level. I've never met him personally. I just rock with his energy and his waves. Joyner Lucas. I want to say it was around 2018 when I got pretty familiar with like who he was as an artist and a brand, and that's when I was really like, you know what, I rock with him. Just from an artist standpoint, he's dope. From a business standpoint though, he also has a lot of insight, and he spreads and shares a lot of that insight with a lot of us, and that's what I can appreciate. He has different services and stuff like that. Like, I rock with him because he's all about the business. He's all about building a brand. He understands how this game works, and that's essentially the energy that I'm bringing to this channel for all my indie artists that are trying to bridge the gap between where they currently are and where they're trying to go, long term with it. So, Wednesday Wisdoms, tune in for all of these hidden gems. And without further ado, I just want to jump right in. He realized when he reached certain milestones, there are other artists that he kind of identified with, that he felt like he shared some similar values or just ideas about whatever the case may be. We all have different examples of artists in the industry that we look up to, that we like, that we want to work with, all of the above, right? So if you're familiar with who Joyner Lucas is and the type of content and music that he creates, the dude is a creative genius. He's a lyric genius, and just from a visual standpoint, his videos are like a movie. So it's kind of like Michael Jackson Thriller. He's taking you on a journey with every one of his singles, every one of his bodies of work. So there are certain industry giants like J.Cole, like Kendrick, like Drake, depending, Drake is more commercial. He's dope with the pen, right? But at the same time, Drake is a lot more commercial than your J.Cole's, right? So Joyner basically references in this interview how, he reached certain milestones in his career. He had certain people kind of taking him under their wing, showing him the ropes and stuff like that. And basically he learned a lot about what the different levels look like in this industry, right? Don't nobody owe you nothing, right? So just because you reach certain milestones and you hit a viral point, or you get that publicity or that exposure or that notoriety off, or that 15 minutes or 15 seconds of fame, just because you reach certain benchmarks, it doesn't mean that you have arrived, so to speak. And I think that has largely been the idea that a lot of people have gotten over time. It's it takes so much just to break the door down and get in there. And by the time you get there, you feel like, damn, I've arrived. Like, what's up? Let me work with you, all of that. It's a business though, like, you feel me? And I think one of the greatest aspects of the interview is when he highlights like the lessons learned navigating the industry, reaching these milestones, having an expectation that people were going to be ready to be like, hey, let's work, and then getting disappointed. Once Joyner reached certain milestones in his career, he started to look at things differently. He started to look at these artists differently from the standpoint of the entitled mindset that he had once had, that he didn't even realize that he did have. He just had a offset outlook and an unrealistic outlook about what it was that he had to learn. And once he learned it, you know, you can only learn it by actually, you know, achieving that milestone and positioning yourself to get there so that you can see it for yourself, not what somebody else is telling you. You get on that side of it, and then you realize that don't nobody owe me nothing. And I think what it is when he reached those milestones, he realized he was able to look back and identify more with the mindset of where these other bigger industry giants were at the time. So, you know, your Kendricks, your J.Coles, like he first kind of hit the ground running, achieved these milestones, and was kind of looking around like, all right, so why y'all not hit me up? You know, why, you know, what's up? Like, why y'all not trying to work? You know, I got the lyricism, I got the sweat, I got the everything. Like he basically is looking at all his boxes checked, and he knows like I know I've arrived. And there's no reason why, like, you know, like I know yours, you the shit. Like, I know you could fuck with the lyricism, all of this, right? So he gets there, he realizes like, why y'all not trying to work? Why y'all not hitting me up? Like, let's work, bro. Let's collab, all of this stuff. Then he realizes, after actually breaking through these milestones and, you know, getting his feet wet and just having some leg room in the game, just having, you know, been in the industry or whatever, like, it ain't nothing like what you thought it was. You know, he mentions in the interview being signed to Atlantic at one point, and a lot of like his friends falling off just because they had this idea about what was happening in his world and about the bag that he was getting, and it really wasn't nothing like that. You know, it's a constant grind, and people don't know what it's like to like navigate that road. You know, they don't know what you go through. Like he apparently had signed with Atlantic, and that was like at a very broke time in his career. You know, he wasn't really able to move the way he wanted to move, and the people around him that was the closest to him, you know, they was kind of looking at him like he had a lot more than what he did at the time. And that's a bitter pill to swallow. You know, that's hard for anybody to articulate, to explain, and to actually have to go through, because you basically have to get out on the other side before your story ever like gets told, you know, the way that it's meant to. You actually have to come out on the other side so that you can actually give your testimony. So I think that's kind of like, it's a beautiful thing, but it's no different than like Psalm 23 for all of my spiritual folk out there, you know, that's looking to a higher power. Psalm 23, like the valley of the shadow of death is real out here, but you have protection, you are protected. And that's what it's about. Like, even when you lose, don't lose the lesson. There are so many lessons learned just by daring to dream, going on this road to going on like your journey, and then realizing, okay, maybe it's not what I thought it was, but now that I've learned some things, I can, you know, give that back to the world. Each one teach one. You know, that's the only way that we shift the narrative, and that's the only way that we shift the collective like perspective and persona about what this whole thing is about. If there is something that's kind of being sold to the masses about like what this whole thing is, or there is a public persona or perception that people have bought into for such a long time, you can't fault people for like the ideas that they have as a result of the society that influenced and inspired them. What we have to do is shift the narrative and kind of give people the other side of it that they may not have gotten. And that's what I can really appreciate about Joyner and just any other artist and creative that goes through what they go through and come out on the other side to give that to the rest of us. Like, it shows that your journey was not in vain. You know, it shows that there's something that we can all learn, and that's what I'm grateful for. I remember hearing from Steve Harvey years back mention something that was very powerful. He was like, if I were to lose everything that I have, you know, today, I would be able to get it back because I went through everything it took to get it the first time. You know, it wasn't given to him. So if he were to lose it all, he knows what it took to get there, so he could get it back. This channel is all about enlightened entertainment, right? So entertainment with a with a touch of light. I just want to shed light on a lot of the things that I was blind to. You know, it's not a good feeling with the blind leading the blind, you know. The blind leading the blind is never a constructive, productive type of situation to be in. So I'm all about the enlightenment. I'm all about just, you know, the jewels, like spreading wisdom and knowledge and motivation, all of that, right? Like we need that just in our day-to-day, just to protect our mind, body, and spirit, and to continue on the road to success, you know, whatever that looks like for you. So I'm here to help all of my people that dare to dream, that's like on their road to success. And, you know, I'm gonna see y'all at the top. I love y'all. If y'all, you know, are getting great value out these videos, hit that subscribe button, let YouTube know y'all are rocking with the content, hit the notifications bell so y'all never miss another video, and hit the like button, please. Comment down below for future ideas and topics that you guys would love to hear me discuss or like have showcased on this channel. And with that stated, I will see you guys on the next video.